that you've had in regards to views, sales, leads, calls booked, calls done. I want to hear all about it. So go into the chat right now and toss it in. And then the second type of wins is going to be personal. So again, anything big or life, big or small that you're grateful for in life, I want to hear all about it. So go into the chat right now, guys. I want to see the wins before we start. We always have to start with some wins. Keys, I'm going to give you here co-host access so you can let everybody into the room. And same with you as well, Ivan. Other than that, let's see the chat. I want to also go to the community, see what wins we have in the community right now. As you guys know, you guys can always share your wins in the community as well. Okay, this is where we look at it on a weekly basis, see what wins you guys have personally had that we can also get inspiration from. And guys, when you share wins that you've personally had, other people get inspired. Other people actually push to make stuff happen. Okay, so I want to hear all about it. Let's see what kind of wins we have in the chat right now. I'm going to sell my business for $2,500. Personally, I've been knocking out the modules and been getting supercharged up with fruits and veggies every day. Let's freaking go. So not only are you going through the modules, but you made $2,500. That's absolutely incredible. Christina says 2.75 followers and 2,753 followers and 1.35 million views. Let's freaking go. That's an extremely high number. Congratulations on that. I created an Instagram profile, started 1210 and personal win paid my bills and funds left over and funds left over, not much, but a win. Yeah, that's a huge win. Yeah, that's a huge win. That's a huge win to be grateful for. Huge win to be grateful for. Got 33 downloads from my IP3 freebie. Finish my outline for the full ebook. Let's freaking go. I had 1,397 views in one day. Let's go. Let's go. Going through the courses daily. Daily at home daily. Really cool. Daily, really cool. Most viral video just passed million this week. Can we give a round of applause to Mark? That is absolutely incredible. 8 million views. That's a huge congratulations to you. That's a massive win. 8 million people is the size of an entire city. It's the size of a huge city. So that is incredible that many people actually took the time to take a look at your content, view what you actually put out there, view the value that you're giving. So huge congratulations to you. Completed my battle plan. Very cool. Came up with the wording for my IG bio. Very good. Can you share the video? Yeah, Mark, we would love to see the video. So drop it in the chat. I'm new and just setting up my Instagram and email. Bonnie, welcome. Excited for you to go through everything professional. My editing system is getting faster as I've been posting daily. Very good win. I created a 90-day fat loss program. Oh, the wins are coming in. It's making the scrolling hard. To achieve my personal target body percentage of 12%. Very nice. New here, but created my Instagram profile and have my first 30 to 90-day battle plan set up today. Here to start learning about Allen AI. Absolutely incredible. Welcome. All right, guys, I want to get into it, directly get into the coaching today. But as we always do, we're going to go over some of the announcements as well. No big announcements, the same thing that we always talk about. Right now, we need feedback, especially with the new features that we rolled out last week. So the AI avatar features. If you guys have any feedback, please go ahead and fill out this form. I'm going to toss it in the chat. Now, the caveat behind this is you must have actually used and utilized the sections that you're giving feedback on for at least 3 days. Okay, very important. Because if you give us a feature suggestion, feedback, bug report that's already been solved, and all you have to do is just actually use the tool, then you're just going to waste your own personal time. So I don't want you guys to waste your time. Make sure to actually utilize the tool. And then that way you can provide us with really good feedback. If there's any bugs that you have, also provide that as well. The other thing that I want to discuss is if you guys have any bugs that you're seeing, if you guys have any issues with the platform, financing, background, account, all this stuff, please email our support email. Keys, we have a new support email. Is that correct? Can you toss it in the chat so that everyone knows what the new support email is? I believe it's support support at allen.systems. Okay. So if you guys have any support questions, you just go to support at allen.systems. You can send us an email directly. Keep in mind, it's a 24 to 72 hour response time. That's Monday to Friday only business days, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. EST. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, please email the support as well. All right. On top of this, we have a call every Tuesday, Thursday, going over how to use the tool itself. So if you guys want to also hop on that to get some technical support, feel free to hop on those calls. Okay. All right. Let's get into the nitty gritty. I want to get into some training today, some coaching. So as we always do this, we're going to do the same thing here. Go into the chat right now and toss in your Instagram profile link. All right. I love doing these audits because this is really fun for me. Content I love coaching on, and there's so many things that are constantly being improved, new system, all of this stuff. So I definitely want to see your guys' content. So please go ahead and share your Instagram. Now, keep in mind that if I've already done a content audit for you, as of recently in the last 4 weeks, I am going to skip your Instagram. Okay. And the reason why is because I want you to actually take action first for at least a month, get some data, post consistent content, and then we can take a look at it. Okay. So Celine, I'm not sure if I actually took a look at your content before. Let me check here. I'm pretty sure I've already taken a look at your content. But let me pull it up and see. Okay, that's false. I don't think I've actually taken a look at your content. So Keys, can you go ahead and bring Celine up? Unmute her so that we can have a conversation back and forth and see what needs to be improved.
Yeah, she's muted. I'm not sure if you might have taken a look at my AI page, but I recently kind of pivoted back to my personal page. Okay. So you haven't looked at this one.
Cool. So let's talk about it. Why the change? And then also, what do you want to do with this page?
Okay, so the change over the past few weeks/month, especially on the call here, I was feeling on my heart that there was a IP3 offer that I wanted to do originally when I started AFA, and it was just on my heart that I wanted to do that, and it didn't necessarily align with AI arbitrage, but it was something that I could still be an affiliate for IP1 and through the funnel, but it just wasn't my main thing, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, of course. So what do you want to actually promote? What's the offer that you're promoting?
So it's called the autopilot rewiring. It's pretty much like a nervous system reset for women and high functioning moms who get stuck on these autopilot loops, based out of like survival from like early childhood or circumstances and relationships, kind of helping them realign to where they're wanting to go. But then also helping them enjoying the journey and the process, because destination disease is only going to get you so far.
Okay. How long is is it a course? Is it an ebook? Is it a coaching program?
Well, okay. So right now I have the freebie, and then I have I'm outlining a $27 ebook. Now my best friend, she is a major influencer on social media, and we were talking about it, and we're actually going to co-write it together. And moving from the $27 ebook, expanding that into a course, as well as an app and everything in the future. So we're starting with the $27 ebook.
Okay, so it's going to be a low ticket, what we call a low ticket offer in digital marketing. All right. Yep. Okay. What's the ebook called?
The autopilot rewiring.
Autopilot rewiring. Now, I'm going to talk more general business before we get into your content here, because it's very important before you do a launch. All right. I love the fact that you are, first of all, going towards an offer that you feel passionate about, that you really want to do, because that's very, very important when it comes to actually being consistent in social media, right? You want to wake up and be excited about whatever it is that you post. So that's number one. Second thing, the fact that you have an influencer, that's basically your first super affiliate, right? Which is absolutely incredible. And you're partnering up with this person. Even better, you're going to get a lot of people who are actually going to get into this ebook. So where did the name Autopilot Rewiring come from? Was it something that somebody you talked to, the keywords autopilot or rewiring came up regularly, or was it just a thought that you had that like I want to just create an ebook called autopilot rewiring?
8 years ago, I had a dream and it talked about autopilot rewiring. Now, fast forward to today, I'm starting to see more people talk about brain rewiring and talking
Mhm.
about the topic of autopilot. And so it's becoming more trending. Um, so I kind of, somewhere in my research, I was looking up like trending words and brain rewiring was big, but
Okay.
autopilot was different. So,
So let's say I read the ebook,
mhm,
right? Uh, and I apply everything in the ebook.
mhm.
What is the expected result I'm gonna get?
Exact frameworks on whenever you're catching yourself in these survival loops or into bad habits or old identity. It's basically giving you the exact tools that you would need to immediately be able to switch back on to be living intentionally versus living out of the old identity, I guess, that you were living in before.
Okay. So let's say I am removing my bad habits. I'm not stuck in that old identity of being an autopilot. What does my outside world start to look like
Things start
externally?
aligning. So pretty much that was where my funnel is with the AI. And more recently, actually, there was another opportunity that came in my lap last week where it was yielding me six figures in a week. And from the framework of the autopilot rewiring, it's literally expand my capacity of what I can earn in the time that before I was so capped on I can only earn, $10,000 in 2 weeks because that's all I knew. And
Mm.
so it's basically teaching them how to expand their capacity to receive more and to be in more of an abundant state, and it attracts the opportunities and the relationships and the circumstances that they couldn't do before because they were like subconsciously self-sabotaging those opportunities.
What are some of those circumstances?
Circumstances, can you elaborate?
Yeah. So you mentioned, well, if I'm able to live abundantly and I can expand my capacity to earn more,
Mhm.
I'm able to have circumstances that I wasn't able to have before, right?
Right.
So what are those circumstances? What does that look like?
Example would be, being able to pinpoint opportunity and know that if it's aligned with who you are and what you want long term or not. Being able to discern that and being able to know, who do you have in your back pocket as far as someone that is uh, has a higher ceiling than you that you can go to for guidance. Circumstances like that, or circumstances like you can balance, or not really balance, but you can be present with your kids while earning high and not, or having a high earning, but also balancing your kids and being intentional with pouring into them, having quality time, versus just thinking like you have to go, 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 grind, 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 and then look at your kids to their phone. So just being intentional with having those present moments. Um,
Okay, super cool.
yeah.
Let's talk about some of the personal results that you've gained from this.
Okay.
So, if you're open to sharing, just
Yeah.
like very specifically, like if you were to say, in 90 days, 6 months, a year, I've been able to, on paper, do this thing, right? We can actually write it and track it, something that's trackable
Mhm.
in regards to data.
So, well, first was the AI opportunity. I because of the framework, I was able to, like, I was a broke single mom. Like I made six figures on paper, but it was not that great because my money management was terrible. When the AI opportunity of AI came to my plate, I didn't have any money
Mm.
to invest. But because of just the framework that I learned to expand my capacity and learn how to figure it out pretty much. And I was able to get everything I needed to pay the payment in full, you know, because my state of mind was different. So that was one. Two, being able to, in the matter of what, 3 months of being a part of AFA, um, basically 40 like times my growth that I spent a whole year doing on social media. Like I couldn't even get to 10,000 followers on social media, let alone build like 25,000 plus across all platforms in 3 months when I was like struggling to do that in a year. Um, just from what I've learned here and using Alan. So that's another one. Just my capacity to have a consistent influence and capacity, like consistent habits, I guess, that would take to build something successful. Um, let's see. I feel like my kids.
Before we move forward, what are some
Okay.
of those consistent habits? Like, what have you started to implement in your day to day?
Time management. I can do better with that, but time management is big because I spent a lot of time before doing things that paid little versus thinking big picture. What can multiply? Something like that. Um, Habits when I'm with my kids, I might have like an hour of quality time with them, but it's like no work, no phone, just like one-on-one seeing them and seeing reminding myself like what are their natural gifts and not trying to project what I want for them, but who are they and how am I supposed to pour into them to help them grow into the person that they're meant to be versus what I want them to be. Um, Habits like that, just being more present in the moment.
Cool. Okay. Now, the reason why I asked this, right? Because, and this is for everybody on this call, anytime you're thinking about an offer, whether it's another offer you're promoting or even your own offer, you have to think, what is the end result that people truly, truly want that you can take this and quantify it and put it in data that the person immediately understands what they're getting out of whatever it is that they're purchasing. So if I see an ebook called Autopilot Rewiring versus a pilot who sees an ebook called Autopilot Rewiring versus a doctor who sees an Autopilot Rewiring versus a garbage truck man who sees Autopilot Rewiring, the ebook is going to mean different things to every single person. So even with content, guys, content, products, whatever it is that you're selling, in the first second of me reading it, I should know this is what I'm going to get from it based off of quantifiable data and results. So for example, what I would actually do if I was to do this and I would do a launch around this, right? We'll do a $27 ebook, but we call it something like the six-figure earner mom, right? Now, why would I do this? Because this is an actual quantifiable result that somebody looks at and go, okay, if I read this ebook, I know that this is for moms. I know that the end result is to get to six figures. And then whatever the mechanism is going to be is going to help me get this quantifiable result. Now, the mechanism behind this is that, hey, in order for you to make six figures, you need the right mindset. You need the right habits. You need the right framework of thinking to be able to even get into that place to have abundant opportunities, right? And that's going to become your mechanism. What you're doing right now is you're trying to sell the mechanism without people knowing what they're going to get from the mechanism. Does that kind of make sense?
That makes sense.
So regardless of what you want to do, right? Six-figure earner mom, it could be like the six-figure mindset mom. Like you're gonna have to play with the wording around this. You can just go into ChatGPT and go, hey, I'm creating an ebook where this is the end result that somebody can expect after reading it based off of what I've been able to have. Give me some ideas for my target market and then the end result and what the ebook should be called. It's going to give you a lot of options, right?
Okay.
But the point is that in marketing, guys, in your content or products that you're selling, you never want to start with the mechanism. You always want to start with a quantifiable potential result that the person can actually get, right? So if I was to create a program and I said the oak method, what does that mean to you? Nothing, right? Because what it means to me versus what it means to you versus what it means to everybody else is completely different. It's just very vague. But if I come to you and I'm like, hey, Celine, I have a program called the 2-hour six-pack app workout method. What does that now mean to you?
I know what I'm getting out of it.
Exactly. You know that if you put this method workout into practice, 2 hours a day, you're probably going to get six-pack abs, right? So with an ebook, with a product, digital course, whatever it is, the title should be something that I go, oh, I read this and I could potentially become this identity, right? I can become this six-figure earner mom. Okay. And then the mechanism, you can, whatever that mechanism looks like, right? Okay. So that's the first thing. So think of the actual name behind this. The other thing that I would say is if you're using Allen product and checkout, which you should be, this is really, really cool, is you have the option of a couple things. You have the option of putting what we call an order bump, right? Mm-hmm. Why is this not working? Order. Whoops.
Yeah, so I was kind of playing around with it. I did let me see. So like my positioning would be the $27 ebook and then a like a hundred scripting page kind of like bump up, and then like a 30-day challenge kind of upsell, I guess.
Okay, I love that. So let me ask you this. Let's say I read the ebook. What's the next logical thing that I'm going to need once I've learned everything in the ebook? Is it that I need like a list of 100 affirmations, or is it a meditation? Like what's that little quick win, the order bump that I could actually get that would be complementary to the ebook itself?
So I put on here, I put a 7-day nervous system reset. So it's a freebie. It's just the gentle, I guess, synopsis of the ebook. So that way they have the exact guide of what they need to do whenever they find themselves going back into loops.
Yeah. So this is the freebie. I'm talking more so order bump. This is going to be something that's going to be paid, right?
Oh, okay.
So let's say
that one, that one's separate than the freebie that I have. So I mean, I guess I could make that paid.
Okay. Yeah, you can make this. I would suggest you keep this like a freebie or a PDF. We'll keep the $27 ebook as the main front page. Okay. The order bump, here's what I'm thinking, is a list of what are some practices that you like. Do you like affirmations? Do you like meditation? Do you like prayer? Like what's the thing that is like a practice for you that really helps you?
Well, for me, it's meditation, nervous system regulation. So I do, it teaches the box breathing, 4-4-4-4 method, and then praying and yeah, meditation, I guess.
Okay, I like that. I like let's do this. This is going to be the order pump is going to be the nervous system reset exercises, but like just name this something that's a little bit nicer. Because that, again, that's very vague, right? It could mean a bunch of things. So maybe like the 17 nervous system exercise resets, whatever, right? Just make it a list. And this should be something like an extra $10, okay. $10 to $20, $10 to $19. Now, you said the 30-day challenge, right? Mm-hmm. How much are you going to sell this for?
Well, that one I was just making it really cheap because it was just like a workbook that kind of pulled out little parts of and kind of broke it down in days, so it wasn't that much. I wrote down, sorry, I think I did $8.88 because I like 888. But I'm open to it. There's no.
Here's what I would do, and you can tell me whether this is too much or no. I would do a course in community where people can actually join.
Okay.
And for 30 days, you actually create like a video module that you release every single day. And this would be something like $97.
That's cool.
Okay. Now, this is how you're going to be able to do a really, really proper launch with something that is going to earn you more than $27, because they start with a $27 ebook. But some people are going to want this. Some people are going to want to be a part of a course and community, which increases what we call LTV. Okay. Everybody put this in the comments because I really want everyone to get this. LTV, lifetime value. Okay. Lifetime value of a customer is very, very important. Any business, doesn't matter if it's online or in person, what do we want? We want repeat customers, right? So a single customer paying $27 versus having customers that also get the nervous system reset, that also get the 30-day challenge, you're increasing your LTV from 27 to maybe 97 or 67 or $100. And that's going to actually increase your profits, but also it's going to give you a lot of chances for when you come out with a coaching program or when you come out with a group coaching thing, for people to also purchase that because they want more access to you, right? Yeah. So that's very, very important to keep in mind. Okay, does this all make sense so far? I wanted to break down the bigger general perspective of the business.
That makes sense. Would you I also had like as an order bump like scripting as well, because that was part of my friend's, her background is in like behavioral science, and so she has a framework that we're adding in there about scripting, and so that was going to be another upsell. Could we add that on there like a bonus, or okay, bonus?
Yeah, I would add it as a free bonus.
Free bonus, okay.
But yeah, not a separate order bump. Even with your ebook, like if you can add 4 bonuses that they get for free, okay, right? Plus 4 bonuses. And then for this one, they get 2 bonuses. And then the same thing, the bigger offer, they get 4 more bonuses. So like with any low ticket course, we want to give them as much as an incentive of like, I'm giving you so much value that it's hard for you to say no.
Right.
I am just going to give so much to you that you're like, okay, I have to get this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, and this is also just like from the perspective, the mindset, the reason why we do this, guys, is because we want to genuinely provide as much value to our customers. Like we want them to be happy and we want to change their lives. So what's going to make more sense? If you take those bonuses and create individual offers to try to sell everything, or you just say, you know what, I'm going to sell you on one thing and I'm going to give you a bunch of free stuff, right? Not only are you going to have higher conversion, but you're actually giving more to your customers. You're coming from a place of true value. I want to give to you as much as possible, right? Okay, so this is general business. This is very, very important, even for everybody on this call. You guys need to think of these things, right? From a copywriting perspective, what's the end identity that someone wants that they know, okay, that's quantifiable on paper, right? All right, now let's break down the content. Are you still with me? I think your phone might have. Is it my internet, guys, or is it Celine? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you still. Her mic is open, but she's not speaking.
Okay. All right, no problem. Okay, so Celine, I'm gonna break down your content. Oh, she's back in the room. You might have to unmute her again. All right.
Sorry, my computer kind of shut out on me. My bad.
No problem. So let's take a look at your profile. I want to see your top performing pieces of content here. That one is 10. What's like the most views you've gotten on a piece of content?
Well, it was another one. It was like 28 mil, but that was just a light piece of content. I have it pinned on my main. Yeah, it's on my main grid though.
Okay, let's go here.
The third one. Yeah.
Holy smokes. Congrats on this. University all worth it, exact correct because of yourself. That's funny. Okay, but this is actually really good. Reason why is because the majority of your followers came from this, correct?
Yes.
All right. So here's how the algorithm works, guys. When you guys put out a piece of content that works really, really well, it basically tells Instagram, this is what this page is all about. So let's find more people like this that are aligned with this content that we can promote her or his future content based off of this. So now if I create content about nervous system resets, all this stuff, it's good, right? You're going to get some views, but it's not going to be nearly as much as this like piece of content.
Right.
And I always want to double down on what's working 80% of the time. And then 20% of the time I reiterate. Because now imagine, let's say we put out a couple pieces more content. Like you literally do this exact same thing, but just maybe a different camera angle, maybe further away, maybe closer, whatever it may be. And it goes viral again. But now instead of 4,000, you're at 8,000 followers.
Right.
And then the next time you're at 16,000 followers. And then the next time you're at 100,000 followers. Well, guess what? The 20% of the time when you're creating this style of content, this is also going to go up higher. It's not going to be as much as the like content, but you're going to get naturally more eyeballs and more views on it.
Got it.
So what I would like to see you do, let me take a look at your general grid.
I was putting a lot of collaborations in my general grid, so I couldn't pin them to the top. So I think, yeah.
yeah, like your content's really, really good.
Thank you.
Are you also cross-posting? So you're going on
Yeah.
TikTok as well?
Yes.
Where does your content perform better, on Instagram or TikTok?
Honestly, it depends. There are some times where it does way better on TikTok, and there's sometimes it does way better on Instagram.
Okay, cool. I'm just trying to see the visual hooks. Okay, so here's the two things I would do with your page. First thing, I would put out a lot more like content that's worked. Okay, so more more like content, right? Like relatable content that has proven to work on your page. You can literally create the exact same thing. Like when I say literally, I mean literally. You just record the exact same video with the exact same hook, but like maybe instead of wearing a blue shirt, you wear a red shirt. Like that is how you actually split test content. And a lot of people have a hard time doing this because they're like, well, what if people already saw this piece of content? People have forgotten. They forget after they scroll. So no one is going to even remember the fact that you've made this post. So more like content that has been proven to work on your page, recreate it. And this is what you're going to do 80% of the time. Okay, 80% of the time, this is what you're going to do. The second thing I would do is 20% of the time doing educational, right? Educational content, right? What we call trust content. However, one thing that I'm seeing is that your hooks are very inconsistent, right? Now, your captions might be a little bit different. Let me check here. Yeah, like this is cool, but I don't get to see your story as a mom. And your like content is going only directly towards moms. So every single piece of content, you need to have direct targeting towards your ideal target avatar. Okay, so the word mom, moms, right? Mama, like whatever keywords you want to use, having kids, right? All of this stuff needs to be in your content hooks at all times immediately when I read your content. Because if 80% of the time we're creating like content that's pulling in that audience, then your future content also needs to call them out. Okay, now it's educational, it's about something different. However, it's going to grab a lot more. Like right now, you're getting like decent views, 6,000, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. I believe you can do double or triple if you were calling out the audience directly, right? And if you actually take a look, your highest pieces of content is when you have your kids in it. And the reason why is because when the mom sees that, she can immediately relate just off of the visuals. So the written hook also needs to include that. And that's what's going to get all of your content to start performing a lot better. Okay. I believe you might be out of internet or your phone is dead, but no problem. Hopefully you can catch the replay on this. This is very important. And this again for you guys is extremely important. Lifetime value of a customer, no matter what you're promoting, find something that you can cross sell. Find something that is directly towards the identity that your target avatar wants. But then also with your content, double down on what works. 80% of the time, you should be doubling down on what works. 20% of the time, you should be reiterating, but it still should be towards your target avatar. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. No problem. Cool. So biggest takeaways, guys, go into the chat right now. I want to hear about your biggest takeaways from this. We just went really, really in depth on one page, but this is important for all of you guys to see. Biggest takeaways, go into the chat right now. All right, David says 2x on what works, LTV. Yep, lifetime value is key. Reuse content that's proven to work. Yeah. When I say reuse, by the way, like sometimes once a month, you can literally repost that video, the same exact video. I see a lot of creators actually doing this. I forgot this one creator's name, but he was doing it every single week. He would take his top piece of content every single week and he would repost that piece of content. It would do less views, but it would still do pretty well, enough that he would go viral again. So you can repost, but also you can recreate, like literally the exact video with the same hook, everything, but a slight iteration, maybe a different camera angle. Maybe you're wearing a different color t-shirt, right? Like all of these things, that's how you actually split test your content, right? Very, very small things. And the general marketing rule, this is old school marketing: more, better, new. Okay. Do more of what works first until you get to a stage where it's not working anymore. Then do it better. Whatever was working, do it a little bit better until it stops working. And then you can do something brand new. But don't just immediately go to brand new. A lot of you guys are trying to constantly reiterate more content, but it's like, no, double down on what's worked, do more of it. Once that stops working, do it a little bit better, slight changes. Once that stops working, then you go into something new. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. 80-20, hammer what works, be consistent in your hooks and target your market. 80% on liked content. Double down on content LTV. Did I get mixed up? I thought the count said this was Alan. Yeah, this is Alan. We're going over just general content. I love doing this. You guys want me to talk about the tool, I can talk about the tool, but I think you guys get more value from this. Anyways, 80-20 rule, very good. Okay, double down on the like content, finding the clear demographic and always speaking directly to them. Very, very good. Okay, cool. All right, guys, we got a little bit of time here. I want to do one more Instagram review. Let's go, David. Keys, can you pull up David right now? And David, let's get you on audio. I want to ask you a couple questions, and then I'm going to give you some feedback here. David, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
That's perfect. I can hear you. Okay. Give me a little bit of context. What are you promoting? Let's talk about it.
Promoting DWA, Allen, mentorship.
Okay. How long have you been posting?
I've been posting since September.
Okay. So pretty new page. September, and you're promoting DWA, and then the back end, you're promoting mentorship.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let me take a look at your page right now. +18 organic views. Okay, that's good. Content blueprint. Let me take a look at your page. Okay. So here's what I would do is I would change your bio first. It's a little bit vague, right? I help men amplify their content. Okay. Mm-hmm. So men, first of all, is 50% of the world's population, right? You're looking at 5 billion plus people. Mm-hmm. And then amplify content is not very, like, again, that could mean something completely different to me than it does to somebody else. Amplify could mean views to me. For somebody else, it could mean engagement. For somebody else, it means content. For somebody else, it means getting leads, right? So again, anytime we're creating copy, whether it's in content, whether it's in our marketing, we want to be as specific as we possibly can. So let's talk about your target avatar. Who do you want to help? Like, if you were to talk to one person every day for the next 30 days, 12 hours a day, you weren't getting paid for it. You had to sit down with this person and be able to have conversations. Who would this person be? What would they be doing? What would be their age, gender, background, culture, ethnicity, religion, all of these things?
I think that it would be someone in between their 20s and 35s, males, you know. I was trying to go towards, like, well, based on my background, you know, like I used to work, well, I'm still working in bartending and serving, you know, like customer service industry. And I was targeting more towards that type of people. Mm-hmm. But now, like, I'm trying to change and actually go towards more like business oriented people, people that have more capital and have more resources, you know, but they don't know how to leverage, social media, or they want to have like a big social media presence and they don't know how.
Okay, let's go a little bit deeper into that. So someone in their 20s versus someone in their 30s is completely different stages of life. Mm-hmm. So who's the ideal person? Is it in their 20s or is it in their 30s? We have to select.
Well, the thing is, like, if I'm trying to go with the business, with the business entrepreneur,
wait.
There aren't that many 20-year-olds.
Yeah, let's not talk about business. I just want to talk about the person you talk to 12 hours a day. Like, put business aside. Who would you enjoy having a conversation with?
Probably someone in the 20s.
Okay, cool.
Between 25 to 30.
Now, why would I say this? Guys, I don't want you to think from the perspective of what's going to potentially make me the most money. Because the reason why is if you think that way, you're going to wake up going towards a target avatar, creating content about a product that you do not enjoy. What's going to help you win is not necessarily going after the dollar signs, but going after what you personally enjoy doing, which is going to create consistency over a long period of time. And that's what actually helps people win. There's a really good marketer who talks about this. And he says, your competitive advantage is outlasting the competition because most people don't last. So the reason why I asked you, like, who would you have a conversation with is because there is guys in their 20s who are making money. There is guys in their 20s who are doing well in life. There is guys in their 20s who are willing to invest $500+ to figure it out. I was one of those guys, right? I was one of those guys when I was extremely broke. I invested almost $18,000 into a mentorship with someone who said, I'm just going to teach you all of the stuff. You take it and run with it. And I didn't have money, but I knew I wanted it. So the point is, never think from the perspective, and this is the same thing like when I used to work door to door, everyone assumed that if you go to the rich neighborhoods, you make the most money. Those neighborhoods used to be where we made the least amount of money, right? Because we expected, oh, this is going to be easy, and so you wouldn't put in as much effort. The same thing applies here. So don't think that I have to go towards guys who are in their 30s or 40s or 50s. It's like, who do you enjoy speaking to? So 20s is number one. Male, would they be a bartender or server, or would they be doing something completely different? Who would you enjoy having conversations with?
Probably someone in the industry.
Okay, cool. Yes. So is it they're a bartender? Is that the same thing, being a bartender?
Yeah, bartending, customer service, like any type of like, I guess blue collar, you can call it.
Okay, cool. So let's go specific. I want to go bartender server.
Okay.
Is that it, or are they also a certain background? Do they have any hobbies, right? Maybe like they really like soccer, interests. What else? Culture, ethnicity, religion, any of those?
I feel like they just have to have like that mindset of like expanding and growing. Like they always need to be, trying to become the best versions of themselves. Okay. Because that's what I like talking about. I like talking about like, I like to motivate people. I like to uplift them. Like people come to me asking for advice. So I feel like that's one of the things that I enjoy doing. And I don't want to be seen like a coach, but I just want to be seen someone like that they can rely on.
Perfect. Okay. Let's give this avatar a name. What do you want to name this avatar?
Do you have any suggestions?
We can name him Mark, right? This is random. And just so you have an understanding of why I'm doing this, it's very important you put a face to the person that you're speaking to, because every time you create content, you want to be thinking of this person. Mm-hmm. So Mark is in his 20s. He's a male. He's a bartender server, wants more in his life and wants to improve. But why does Mark want more in his life? Why does he want to improve?
I feel like just to be, so I want Mark to enjoy the little things that life has to offer. Like I just don't want him to be working, bartending, dealing with like mean customers. Like I actually want him to enjoy what life has to offer.
And what does life have to offer?
Time with family.
Time with family. Okay. What else?
Yeah. The ability to not having to go to work and put up with mean customers.
Okay. Not putting up with mean customers, what else? So time with family, not putting up with mean customers. Is that it? Is that all he wants?
I mean, of course, like he wants to, go out, travel, like possibly if maybe right now he's single and later on maybe he wants to get a relationship, I guess that we're amplifying because he will have more options to do whatever he wants to do.
Okay. What kind of travel does he want to do? Does he want to go on adventures or does he want to go to resorts? Like, what does travel look like to him?
Just connecting with nature, I would say.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be anything flashy. It doesn't have to be, like expensive. It just has to. I just want Mark to go out there and meet new people, meet new cultures. Anything that make connections with people. Okay. I guess.
Okay, love that. Now, why should he get into digital marketing? Like, there's so many different business opportunities, right? Both online and in person. He could start a construction business if he wants more and wants to improve. Mm-hmm. He could start a coffee shop, right? So many different businesses that a person can get into. So why is he interested in digital marketing?
Because compared to the coffee shop or the digital marketing will allow him to do it anywhere he wants.
Okay, so location freedom. What else?
Yeah, location freedom. Having the ability to promote other people's products, so not necessarily like the back end wouldn't rely on him.
Okay, so doesn't want to create the products himself. He wants to arbitrage it, right?
Yes.
What we call arbitrage. Okay, why else? So he has location freedom. He doesn't have to create the product himself. But why else what kind of business does he want? He wants a business that allows him to do these two things. But what else? Why not the coffee shop? Why not the construction business?
I mean, why not? If he wants to later, if he's passionate about coffee, and if he's, maybe later he can have a business. But I would say right now, I will get him started with, digital marketing and promoting other people's products, so that he can get out of the bartending and have the freedom and flexibility and to do the things that he wants to do. And if he wants to open up his own coffee shop later, then he can.
Okay, love that. Cool. So why am I going into this much detail? Number one, this provides you with your direct target avatar when it comes to somebody coming and visiting your page, but also it provides you with understanding what kind of B-rolls you need to create, right? With your content, how you need to come up with hooks and needs to include these things, right? Otherwise, if you create generic content where you say, hey, here's how you make money online, or hey, here's why you should get into DWA. Why should Mark care? Mark wants to know, how can I start a business that allows me to have location freedom? I don't have to create the products myself, and I can stop bartending. That's very, very specific now, right? So if I'm a bartender scrolling on Instagram and I'm trying to be this person, right? I have this in my heart. Now your content really speaks to me. Okay. So if I was to redo, and we won't talk about your content today, you don't have as much volume for us to look at the data. So of course, continue to post. But I would completely change up this statement, right? So, and again, Mark doesn't care about content because he doesn't even know that this is an option right now. Like, he just wants to start with something so that he can stop bartending. So I would say I help men in their 20s, who are stuck bartending, but know there is more to life with a location freedom business. online business, right? Now you can chat GPT this, make this better, whatever, you know, makes the most sense. But as it stands right now, you're speaking to no one, right? And we need to speak to a specific person with your content. Does this make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's change this up. You might have to workshop this a little bit and go into ChatGPT and figure out how you can, you know, make this a little bit nicer. Like I just wrote a basic idea, but basically, you need to, like if I come onto your page, I have to go, whoa, this guy is going like, this is me. This is me. I want to learn from him. I want to learn from David. Right? Giving an incentive to learn from you. Okay. Cool. Was that helpful?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, guys, drop your number one biggest takeaway in the chat. David, thanks for being open and sharing. Excited for your content coming up. I want to see what your guys' biggest takeaways are as well before we hop off here. Oh, there's so many comments. A little too much. Okay, hard to read, guys. Bartending seems very specific. Is that what he puts in his bio? Yeah, exactly. I like to have very, very specific target avatar. Now, guess what? If somebody shows up to Mark's profile and isn't a bartender, but they're still interested in what he's talking about, they're still going to be interested. Like they're not going to say, oh, well, I'm not interested in a business model. But it just hooks the right people in a lot more when you're super specific with your content. Okay. Target market and visualize some face-to-face modes, man. Appreciate it, man. Having clarity on my avatar, very good. Review bio statement to speak directly to your avatar. Yep. Specific target, very good. It's not always about the money. Nope. You have to enjoy what you do, right? Love your in-depth analysis. Very good. No problem. Be clear. Who do you want to target? Become clear on target avatar. Okay. A lot of good takeaways, guys. Cool. Let's talk about the last things before we hop off. I really want to make sure you guys are supported. So hopefully this was extremely helpful. Guys, we have a call every Tuesday and Thursday that happens every week when it comes to Allen AI specific. So if you want to know how you can get super specific with how to utilize Allen AI, that happens every Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. If you need any support when it comes to your account, bugs, or anything like that, technical billing access issues, support at allen.systems. Email support at allen.systems, and that's a 72-hour response time Monday to Friday. Okay. What else? Is there anything else I'm missing, Keys? Oh, feedback form. Keys dropped this all in the chat as well, so you guys can see this. Fill in the feedback form for us. Replays are always on school. Other than that, really hope you guys keep pushing and crushing it. And really want you guys to consistently show up with content. At the end of the day, consistency is key, right? Because with consistency, even if you fail, even if you do things wrong, you have something to speak about. You can come onto these calls and ask for feedback. And with that feedback is where the real iteration comes. But if you guys wait on it and try to make everything perfect, then you don't have anything to get feedback from. That's extremely important, is that I would rather put out a completely, like, I talk about this on a regular basis, which is I wish I could show you guys my first video because it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. But the truth is, I did it. And over time, I learned how to speak better. Over time, I learned how to show up on camera better. Over time, I learned how to edit. All of these things come when you actually imperfectly take action. That's extremely important. Okay. All right, guys. Other than that, keep pushing. I want to see even bigger wins next week. And we will talk soon. Take care, guys. Bye.
Recording stopped.